Kansha Project is a JACL Chicago leadership program founded in 2011 that connects self-identified Japanese Americans between the ages of 18 to 25 to their identity, community, and history. Kansha Project participants engage in an in-depth examination of the World War II Japanese American incarceration experience through an immersive educational trip to Los Angeles' historic Little Tokyo neighborhood, as well as a pilgrimage to Manzanar National Historic Site. Through interactive workshops, guided tours, group discussion, and personal reflections, participants learn about the importance of local activism and community preservation, explore the changing nature of Japanese American identity and community, and consider the legacy of the World War II Japanese American incarceration experience and how that remains relevant in the current day. Since 2015, the Kansha Project has been planned and implemented by young alumni of the program who serve on the Alumni Leadership Board, or ALB. The ALB takes ownership of the Kansha Project by tailoring its curriculum, publicizing the program, recruiting and admitting participants, and leading in fundraising efforts.
This orientation serves to provide participants with a basic understanding of the incarceration experience, and it is an opportunity to reflect on how their family stories connect to the history of the larger Japanese American community. Participants also consider their own understanding of Japanese American identity and begin building community with one another. Participants embark on a 4-day educational immersion trip to Los Angeles' Little Tokyo neighborhood in the Manzanar National Historic Site. In Little Tokyo, workshops and activities cover topics including personal racial and ethnic identity, the impact of incarceration, personal storytelling, the connection between creativity and activism, and the continued legacy of the Japanese American experience. Participants then travel to Manzanar Incarceration Camp site for a guided tour and a national parks hands-on service project that helps to restore and preserve the site. Throughout the trip, participants continue to connect and build community with one another through group activities and reflection times. The Kansha Project culmination provides an opportunity for participants to share about their experiences and reflections from the program with the larger community. Many Japanese American community members, families, and friends come out to this event every year. It's a time of sharing the importance of remembering and honoring Japanese American incarceration history and consider what it means for our community today. Throughout the program, participants create projects that capture their observations, experiences, and reflections using a medium of their choosing that are showcased during the culmination event. Participants have created projects that incorporated creative formats such as photography, music, poetry, video, essays, dance, and more.
I decided to participate in the Kansha Project because I was interested in getting to know more about the Japanese American community, past and present, and especially I was looking to connect with other young people who were JA.
The reason I joined was I was a pretty new Chicago transplant and was missing a huge piece of just community. And I was kind of hesitant about it. I didn't really know what I was missing. I felt, I know myself enough. I feel like I have an okay enough community here and I'll build it naturally. But I did decide to apply on a whim, and very quickly I realized that it was probably the best decision I could possibly make on how to spend a week of my time, and honestly kind of a lifetime that followed that.
I chose to participate in the Kansha Project after being heavily encouraged to do so by a lot of my family members that had previously gone on the trip. I was really excited about it because my relationship to the Japanese American community as a mixed race person that wasn't blood related to most of the Japanese Americans that I celebrated holidays with, I was always a little bit unsure about whether or not I could participate in some things. The way that Kansha Project was designed to be inclusive, I thought was really, really, really incredible.
Kansha trip affected me profoundly. I learned so many things that I then realized had been denied in my formal education growing up in the United States in a place where there weren't a lot of Japanese Americans. There was no nuanced discussion about the ethical concerns and the constitutional concerns with incarcerating Japanese Americans during World War II.
I wanted to participate in the Kansha Project because my family does not have any personal connection to the incarceration experience. My grandpa was still in Japan at the time. It's such a big part of the Japanese American community that I wanted to be able to connect with people on a more emotional level. And I feel like I gained that through this project by being able to travel to the camp and see what it's like, see what those buildings were like, feel what it's like to be in that desert, but also hearing the stories of the people who were there.
And I think the opportunity to learn all of the stuff that I learned on Kansha is important enough, but then to be able to do it with other people who share this heritage was, I think, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
You could just feel the sense of community and family and friendships that we're building during that trip. Even though it was just a few days, we all just felt so connected to each other, and we're sharing something that you wouldn't normally share with people or be able to have that connection with just anyone or anyone else.
And I highly encourage anyone who's able to take part in this experience to go after it. It's one of a kind. I still hang out virtually with the people who were on the trip with me. 1 year later, we're still going strong, and that kind of friendship is unique. You don't really get to know someone that closely over 3 days, but we did it.
It's really important that we hold on to the story of incarceration so that the Japanese American community continues to stand together against racism and governmental oppression.